Hungary far-right would lay claim to western Ukraine should it lose war.
Here's a summary of the article.
Our homeland leader, Laszlo Taroksky, said that should Ukraine lose statehood, Hungary could lay claim to Transcarpathia. Hungary's far-right Our Homeland Party would lay claim to a western region of Ukraine that is home to about 150,000 ethnic Hungarians if Ukraine loses its statehood due to Russia's invasion, the party's leader said late on Saturday. Regarding the war in Ukraine, our message is very simple. Immediate ceasefire, peace, and a resolution through talks, Taroksky said in a video posted on his party's website, calling for autonomy for ethnic Hungarians in western Ukraine. If this war ends up with Ukraine losing its statehood, because this is also on the cards, then as the only Hungarian party taking this position, let me signal that we lay claim to Transcarpathia, he said, drawing applause from the crowd. In a December interview on public radio, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán expressed support for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity, according to a summary of his remarks published by government spokesman Zoltán Kovács. Hungarian Foreign Minister Péter Szijjártó is due to meet his Ukrainian counterpart, Dmytro Kuleba, and Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal in western Ukraine on Monday to prepare the ground for a possible meeting between leaders of the two countries. Last month all European Union states except Hungary, which is also a member of NATO, agreed to start EU accession talks with Ukraine.
This post received a score of 3,100, with an upvote ratio of 92%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Fuck that dude and everyone who thinks like him.
Orbán thinks like him too. I would be surprised if Orbán already had an understanding with Putin about Transcarpathia.
Do these idiots think they are still in World War I period?
Basically, right-wing Hungarians think they should own everything that used to be part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire.
Small little correction. They want all the territory that was part of the Kingdom of Hungary in the Austrian-Hungarian Empire.
Basically they don't want Austria. They saw how terrible that was for Germany.
No Hungarian is stupid enough to think that seriously. Transcarpathia is a terrible idea. We would be getting 120,000, maybe, Hungarians and 1 million Ukrainians who have hated us for decades. Hungary is 9.5 million. You can't add million belligerents, a tenth of the population, and then think you can keep any kind of order. It's simply unrealistic.
Greater than no Hungarian is stupid enough to think that seriously. AWW fahaha, you'd be surprised. Orbán still scores votes, doesn't he?
Orbán gets votes because he is the only one doing something. It would be very simple for the opposition to kick him out. They all know what kind of policies the Hungarian people want, but they refuse to adapt, so Orbán stays, and the Hungarian people get poorer in his kleptocratic reign.
You mean the left? How should they adapt? Which policy do they need to get behind?
That would get them kicked out of NATO and the EU. Which would make them a prime target for Russia.
Putin playing in 5D.
Don't give him too much credit. He's barely holding on to power in his own country.
No, utterly wrong. He sits pretty comfortably right now. But it's definitely getting worse.
If comfortable means living the rest of his life hidden like a rat in fear of assassination by competitors and Ukrainians. Yes, he's very comfortable.
This is what confused me at first, infinite wealth and power, and this is how he chooses to spend his final years. But I think his brain is not functioning properly, so normal logic does not apply.
I am from Zakarpattia originally, the region of Ukraine with loud Hungarian minority, and pretty much everyone believes here that Russia has not bombed us because Putin promised to give this land to Orbán.
Shit. All far right on this planet feel themselves too close to their borders.
It will be ironic if NATO would kick Hungary out of the organization for blackmail and sabotaging Sweden's entry, and the Ukrainians will recall these statements after the war. I am sure that the great conquerors will immediately begin to suffer from amnesia and call on the vile occupiers from the EU to protect him from Ukrainians. At the moment, Ukraine is being pumped with weapons by half of the world, creates its own modern weapon production with help of US, Sweden and GB, and, judging by the fact that the Russians, in the third year of the war, consider the capture of a village, in which 100 people lived before the war, a great achievement, the Ukrainian armed forces know how to use these weapons well. So it's 40 mil population country with fresh military experience vs 10 mil country that didn't fight in wars since WW2. This is literally a situation where idiots are digging their own grave with the public statements.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.